2 yards of play, last 9 possessions, you got it.
You watch the film of this group coming up?
That'll do it. Obviously, there's a quarterback, we all know that, but that's far from the full story. What do you see as the biggest challenge there?
He knows where to go with the ball. Pre-snap, he's really good. He watches a lot of film, you could tell that. He anticipates things. He's got wide receivers that catch the balls when they're contested. Tight ends elite. He's a lot like our guy, really. You really got to treat him as a wide receiver. They got big guys, so they're good at what they do. They really are. They play fast in that indoor facility they have, so it's going to be a tough challenge, but we got to do a good job on the back end. We got to get a good pass rush.
I know there's a 24-hour rule that applies around here, it's like a 24-minute rule, it seems like sometimes, but just how much did your group need just a really positive forward?
I think they needed a spark. They needed confidence. And the first series had its moments, of course. We gave up the score, really disappointed. Some things we'd worked on that we didn't get accomplished. In the second series it was driving down, and then Leash made a huge play, pick six, and then from that point on we changed. It's like we were the defense from early in the season. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. I always look at us and how we're playing, and you can see the spark and you can see the confidence. And each series after that, it kept building because we got put in some pretty, some spots that were tough, and we didn't blink, which was awesome. So credit to our guys being mentally tough. I was proud of it.
How do you keep that spark ignited going through this week and heading into Saturday?
Just showing them what they did good, showing them the why they did good, and just building off of just communication and all the things we worked on in the open week. And they're going to be up against a different challenge this week coming up. So it's not going to be slow mesh. It's going to be fast.
Lance,
From a schematic standpoint, watching the game, it looked like you were back to being Lance again, just the way you were calling that game and dialing things.
So I hadn't been Lance?
Well, it looked a little different, and this game looked a little
different.
It looked like you're aggressive.
You can be aggressive when you can take advantage of things, but when they can run on you, it makes you a certain way. When they go fast, it's a challenge each week. It's a different challenge. You can't do the same things you do against everybody. It don't fit. Right. If there was one defense you could run, I'd run it every dang time, but it's not. It's not that easy from the eye that you're looking at it. Our kids were back to playing with confidence, and that's what I saw. And it's easier to call when you play with confidence. When you're not playing well, you keep grabbing at different things and you try to hold on to something. So, So each week's a different challenge.
Lance, on the defensive line, you moved Akeem Mezdor outside, CJ Clark a little more inside.
Yeah.
Just what went into that, and what did you like about what you saw from
Well,
when you made that switch?
Mezdor has been playing hard all year, and he's had to play inside. And we started playing him a little bit outside, but not a lot. But we thought this week would be a good week for him to play outside, and we put him at the jack. And when we put him at the jack, we moved Tyler to Bain's side because we got Malik at the other. So Mezdor played really outstanding, which we knew he would. We knew he would play hard, and we got healthier inside, with some guys. CJ, of course, played well in there. Morley played well. We knew we had to sit Moten out for half and then get Moten. So we're a little bit healthier inside, would allow us to play Mezdor outside because we haven't gotten Elijah Austin back in a while.
Is part of that the challenge that Syracuse presents? Now you game plan for Wake to beat Wake.
Yeah.
Was any part of the thinking this might be some of the stuff we have to do this coming week as well?
It's different. It's not going to be slow mesh. It's different things you have to do because they're a passing attack. They will run the ball, but you look at it and they're a little bit more pass first before run. They do have a good running back. So it's just a different type of offense. It's a little bit more like Duke, maybe. Not quite like Louisville, but there's some similarities between it. But they're good. They're good at what they do, and quarterback's smart. So.
Coach Chris will have high praise for Louisiana guy Dylan Day that made some big plays on special teams. So he's almost there in that defensive secondary. What are your thoughts on his progression?
He's getting better. He's getting acclimated to the college game. You really don't ever know when the kids come out of high school how quick that is. Of course, he's a safety, so it's harder for a safety mentally to play college football than it is a corner. A corner can rely on technique and speed and things like that, but the safety can't be out of position because he's got to make a bunch of checks. So his role has been special teams mostly, and you can see him getting better and better. I mean, he's made, I think, special teams player of the week for us. Seemed like every week. I don't know if it was every week, but it seems like it. And he had a big play, and he's getting better and better, and he's going to be a good player in the future for us on defense for sure.
Syracuse is a team that is good on third down and aggressive with going for it on
Yeah.
fourth down. Does that change your approach at all as a play caller with down?
Yeah, where they at on the field is going to dictate, how many downs. Sometimes you got to treat third down like second down because they'll go for it on fourth. I imagine they'll go for a lot of things. They have nothing to lose. It's their last game. It's senior night. And we've got a lot to lose. Of course, each week you got a lot to lose, but it's 1-0, from here on out, and it's playoff type football for us, So I'm sure we'll get everything but the kitchen sink thrown at us, but we'll have to play with great eyes and just kind of go through the plays that affect us in the past and see if they come back up.
Mario said he said it was close up until game time on Demari Saturday. It's indicated that it might be a similar scenario this week. Your smiles.
I got my mama saying some rosary beads right now. She's at home saying the rosary. I might bring Mr. Miyagi in with some miracle hand. I don't know, man. When we get him back, we get him back, So he's trying to get back, though. I do believe that. He's getting closer. And he looked good on that field in warm-ups, just to look at him, So it's like walking through that candy store and your mama say you can't get nothing, but they got big old Snicker bar you'd really like to have. And mama says we ain't got no money for it.
That's the first answer in world history that includes Miyagi rosary candy bar.
No, hopefully we get Demari back soon, but we'll take it day by day.
Their quarterback had a game this year. I think he threw 3 pick sixes, 5 interceptions, or something like that. Have you had a chance to watch that film, and what did you see?
He threw a lot of picks against Pitt. And Pitt was a little exotic on him. They run a lot of what we call high coverage, where they'll bring like 6 guys and they just kind of all eyeball the quarterback. And sometimes there's guys running free, but they caught a couple of picks like that and they matched some routes really well. So he got off to like a bad start against them, but Pitt had a lot to do with that. They had a good scheme that day. And, sometimes like that, sometimes you might be a little off, you don't read things quick. So it's a film that we looked at, of course. We look at all the films and see, what gave them the most problems and can we fit in what we do to some of that. And some you can and some you can't. So, but Pitt got after them really good. And they got up in the game and it affected the game, of course.
How much do you think this group is just going to embrace just the simplicity of this thing, that we win, we're going sharp? I mean, that's Miami teams love controlling their own destiny. There's a long history of going on the road and with an awful lot of, I don't want to say swagger because Mario hates that word more than anything, but there's a lot of confidence in that situation. How much will this team embrace being able to know that it's got everything in its hands?
It's always good when you get to this point and everything's, in your hands. You win, you move on. So they know the task at hand. I don't think the task will be too big for them. I think we'll play well. But Syracuse is one of those teams, if they get hot on you, they can make it one of those games. I mean, you look at the comparison teams that we played, they beat Georgia Tech, so we'll have to go up there and play really good. We need to build off defensively. We need to build off of what we did last week, and offensively, we need to play like we have been all year. Last week was just one of those games where it was our turn to step up, in the game, and we did, and that's why it's called a team. It's a football team. So when they need you to answer the bell, you have to answer the bell, and it happened to be our turn, and our kids did it. So
what was your evaluation of Nisha's dance?
he can't dance. They said West Coast dance, man. Nah, I was just happy he scored. I didn't even see the dance. I just saw it on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So when's the Lance Guidry Beach Travel dance off?
We're not gonna have a dance off. I'm too old to dance.
And then speaking of seniors, Kiko, he's had kind of an up and down year. He's had a lot, his share of missed tackles and stuff. Plays a very good game last week, no missed tackles. How can he, as a senior, have maybe come on stronger as the year approaches the most important part of the year? How big is that for him?
That's good. I think he's getting healthier. You know, everybody forgets he's coming off of a labrum surgery. So you trying to make tackles on college running backs. I mean, and you're coming, your arm's not as strong as it was before, and you keep building it up. I mean, that's kind of what's been in the season. You know, Cam Kitchens was like that last year. Cam didn't have the season that everybody thought he should, but he had a concussion and he rolled his ankle real bad and was really never healthy. You know, thankfully that Kiko's getting healthy at the end of the season. So he had 12 solos and just needs to keep playing like he's been, you know, here lately. So happy for him. He's a great kid and he's got a bright future.
The way they throw the ball to the running backs, is that unique? A different challenge?
No, they get a lot of empty sets, you know, and they'll swing him out of the backfield and they'll do different things. But a lot of people get the ball to the running backs, you know. We faced some scat backs before that have done that. And you just got to mix up things that you're doing to give them different looks. But they'll give you a lot of different wrinkles. They'll get in, they'll have the tight end in and he'll be flexed out like a wide receiver and you got to treat it like 10 personnel. You know, sometimes they'll get 12 personnel and he's out like a wide receiver and really it's 11 personnel. So he's the hybrid guy. So you got to defend formations against them and they do a good job. They know what they're doing. The quarterback's smart. So we have to mix up some things and play really good, tackle well, keep the ball in front of us and challenge the ball in the air. That's what we got to do.
And he is a quarterback that he can keep plays alive.
Yeah, he can run.
The fact that your guys, when you go 1v1s, can't work it, is generally can keep a play alive. I mean,
Yeah.
We've heard some things.
Yeah.
How much does playing against Cam?
Well, we don't get to tackle Cam. You know, so it's not like we get to practice against athletic quarterback tackling.
But you've seen.
Oh, you see it, but you don't get tackling. It's a whole different thing. You see us when we play Virginia Tech. That was a whole different animal right there. But yeah, you know, Cam keeps the ball alive. What it does when you got a kid that, you know, a quarterback that can keep it alive, you got to cover longer. And that's what Cam's been able to, you know, give us. So this guy's a lot like that. He'll keep the play alive. He'll scramble to throw, you know, so he's good at that. And we need to keep the ball away from him. So that'd be a good plan.
Anything else?
We have asked Mario, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
My wife's not gonna be here. She's going back home, but before she's cooking the day for me. We'll cook turkey, ham, cornbread dressing. We don't eat stuffing. We eat cornbread dressing. We eat rice dressing, potato salad, green bean casserole. Stuffing tastes like styrofoam to me. So yeah, dressing. Dressing's my favorite.
Is there, and obviously it's not in the program.
I had a conversation with one of our players about stuffing and dressing, but anyway.
Phil said.
No, it was just cornbread dressing compared to stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was the player unaware of the greatness?
He didn't. He's never eaten cornbread dressing. You know, he's never eaten dressing. So you cannot, you know, if they don't know, they don't know. You know, being from Louisiana, you know what good food is. So when somebody says, "Oh, coach, tried the seafood," and I go, so what you think? I'm like, it's not it. They don't know, they don't know. You know, I'm not saying Louisiana's the only food, but it's high up there. I've lived in a lot of states.
I'm glad you can educate kids.
Nah, you got to live down there to know. It's like gumbo. Coach, teach me how to cook gumbo. I can't teach you. You don't know how it's supposed to taste. So anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you.